Today I'm going to talk about how to mine Ethereum with a GeForce RTX 3080 GPU. Just received this 3080 and installed it into a system, and we're going to talk a little bit about the hardware it's running on and mining Ethereum with it. Some of the hash rates we're getting, especially compared to the 1080 Ti that I was previously using. Right off with the hardware, it's an older system. It's a 3-year-old system. I have an Intel i7 6-core CPU. It's running on 16 gigs of DDR4 memory. This is a kicker. It's a 650 watt power supply. So the specs for the 3080 are asking for a minimum of 750 watt power supply. This is a little lower, so I'm not recommending this, but you get to see what happens, at least for now, while I'm using it. The whole system's running at about 480 some watts. So just to point out the cabling, I know it's a little different. The RTX 3080 comes with the adapter, so if you have the old cabling style, then it has an adapter to plug into that new NVIDIA RTX cable port. And so as far as the hardware, so far so good. I've already tested out a few of the ray tracing games. I've tested out Doom Eternal, I've tested out Fortnite, I've tested out Call of Duty, and they all perform great with ray tracing and graphics and everything. And I'm also currently testing out mining some Ethereum. I wanted to talk about that a little also. What I'm using here is we have Claymore's dual Ethereum AMD and or NVIDIA miner, right? And you can get this at GitHub. See if you can see you can just search it, right, and get it at the GitHub. Install that. I'm on version 15. When it's running, it's going to look a little bit like this. Don't be intimidated about the CLI. It's a piece of cake. You can just actually double click on the executable and everything will just run on its own. You have to set up the config a little bit. So you can see here it has a config file. You will have to put in your mining pool's address, but that's it. Right, very simple config. Let's talk a little bit about the pool. I'm using ethermine.org. I like this one. I've tried a few others. This seems to work. It pays out well. It's very simple to use. It gives you good stats. I've been mining for about 10 hours. Say roughly 10 hours. And I've earned, so this is, 0.0069 Ethereum. Right, and that's roughly, let's say, $2.70 in 10 hours. So you can do the math for whatever else. As far as the hash rate, it's at a whopping 87 megahertz a second, right? That is actually pretty darn fast for a single gaming GPU. 87 megahertz a second. My previous 1080 Ti was getting right around 30, 32. And that was pretty good, I thought. So this is close to 3 times more, a little less than 3 times more. 3 times more the hash rate, though, is awesome for, again, just a single GPU. I'm going to mine this for 24 hours and see what it does. Now, I know there's not going to be like any ROI in the electric cost, and I know. We're just trying to see what happens and how good the mining capabilities of the 3080 are. And at least with this simple setup, it's very good. And you all can do this mining at home yourself. It's very easy, nothing to it. Like I said, you download the Claymore's dual Ethereum miner, you put a line in the config, and you use a pool is really the simplest way to get started. And sure enough, they'll send you Ethereum straight to your wallet. So, piece of cake. Hope you learned something from the video. Thank you.